adventures.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
What's your flag?
Wait. That's a slogan. It's ventures. What does that mean?
Can mean a lot of different things, but I like creating experiences for people. So getting to know someone, anyone, romantic person, friends, family, and getting a taste for the particular flavors that they enjoy and helping them have more of that in their lives.
Okay, I can say that from my point of view, from not knowing you, from the way you avoid describing something specific, it sounds like from you've worked in the sex industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I wish that I did, only because it might be like slightly more exciting. No. Do you mean like what do I do for a living?
Yeah, well, like what you do, so it's ventures.
Okay.
People overcoming obstacles and helping them make happiness around. The way you avoid saying something specific.
That's so great. Okay, I'm not a sex worker.
Okay.
No, I have an energy healing practice. I'm actually a member of this collective, which is why I have keys.
Yeah.
So I use the offices here and I help people get out of pain and catalyze change in their lives using various forms of energy medicine. And then I'm also a cook.
Okay.
So
you cook in a restaurant?
I cook in a community, actually. A community house for 63 people.
Is that the vegetarian place? The in Parker? No.
No, it's in San Francisco. It's called One Taste.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, all of you guys.
Yeah.
One big party.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
One big crucible for personal development.
So can someone really live of selling energy products? Like you can make enough money to pay rent with this?
One can. I have not been super successful. Finances is not an area that I generally excel.
Yeah.
And I've been able to support myself. So yeah, I can pay my rent with it. But it's energy healing, so think of like massage therapy.
Yeah. So you're a massage therapist?
No, I'm not. But it's not like I'm giving people actual products. I give people medicinal formulas.
So, well, I assumed that you were talking about Reiki at the beginning.
Yeah, so it's very similar.
Now I think you're talking about all kind of medicine, like herbal medicine.
Right. So I do Reiki, and I also do something called flower essences, which is like herbal medicine except
like,
with energy.
Flower essence, you're talking about this thing you put in Rome, Bach.
Yeah, exactly. You know it.
Yeah.
Where did you hear of it?
No, I dated one.
A flower essence practitioner?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There aren't very many of us.
Too many of those.
No, there aren't very many at all.
In
What's her
Israel,
name?
super popular.
Really? Yeah. That's so cool. No, really, there's like 5
so
of us.
Crazy, come on.
It's amazing.
I'm just gonna give you
Didn't
some rescue.
Yeah. And did it help?
I didn't take it. Stuff.
What's your flag?
I'm a scientist, it's the opposite of who I am. No, I experimented with that. I used to be a massage therapist. So every time I'm going to a massage class, they always start with meditation and kind of stuff. So you're inundated in that information if you're in that cast.
Yeah.
If you want it or not. It's interesting, and I think there's a lot of beauty to all this alternative stuff. I think it's just handled by the wrong people.
Really? Who would be the right people to handle it?
People that have more skeptic mind, and more like, because there's value to it if you're just willing to sieve the imagination from the value. But you can't just accept everything that you imagine as truth, because there is something called objective reality, which is of course against everything she's talking about manifesting reality, which is another thing I'm not necessarily agreeing with. But again, I'm a scientist.
What kind of scientist are you?
Brain research.
What do you do?
Right now I'm finishing my dissertation. I'm studying language. I'm working with the patients with auditory disorders. I'm trying to invent a new therapy right now for a patient that we can't decide if she's deaf or not, because she can comprehend some stuff but not others, so she's somewhere in between, out of brain disorders. It's like being in another country. You hear but don't understand.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm doing some cool stuff.
That's really cool. Yeah, you're welcome.
I wouldn't do it if it wasn't cool.
Yeah. So flower essences, in my experience, are one of the most practical tools to help people get well. And there is no imagination required. I love when people don't believe in it, because then I get to say, just try it and tell me what you notice.
Okay.
And then we work with the results they get.
Well, I'm not saying that what I'm saying is absolute truth, because A, I did not do the research, and B, I have no personal experience with it. I'm just talking with my own skeptic mind.
Yeah.
And I believe that what you're saying is based on your experience and
Yeah.
modifying that. So it might have value, as I said. That's what I'm saying. So what's your best story, recovery, rescue story using rescue flower essence?
Well, Rescue Remedy. Actually, I do have a story with Rescue Remedy. I mean, that's one particular formula, but I make customized formulas for people. So I use like thousands of different essences.
Okay.
But Rescue Remedy, I have a friend who was riding a tall bicycle. He welded two bikes together. So he was like, you know, he was a super tall guy anyway. And then he was on a bicycle that was on top of another bicycle, and he was riding it. And he was turning and talking to somebody over his shoulder, and he rode his bicycle into not a telephone pole, a street pole, like one of the ones with street signs, the skinny thing, and hit his nuts.
Oh God,
Like
no.
full on, yeah.
Poor man.
I know, poor man. But the story goes, so he kind of like falls off the bike, and we didn't think we were going anywhere soon because he couldn't.
Oh, this was
move.
your guy you were dating.
No, this is my friend. But
Okay.
I'm telling you the story about a good Rescue Remedy story.
Mm-hmm.
So he rides his bicycle full on thing, and I dose him with Rescue, and he stands up and gets back on his bike and keeps going. He's like, "Thanks, Rebecca." And everyone's like, "What did you give him? How can he even walk, let alone ride his bicycle?"
Morphine.
Yeah, that's what it was. Morphine with Rescue Remedy. So.
Morphine?
No.
Oh, rescue remedy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So that was right there your... Of course you're gonna hang out with people that ride on two floor bicycles. It only makes sense, right?
Why does that make sense?
No, because you are coming across as one of those people that actually live life and experiment with something that are alternative. So you're gonna attract those kind of people in your life.
Thanks. Yeah, I wish I had more of them. It's interesting. That's from when I lived in Los Angeles, and now that I'm in the Bay Area, I feel like there are some ways that my life has expanded in terms of the diversity of characters that I get to hang out with, and some ways in which I feel like it's a lot more tame.
I noticed that here, coming from Israel, which is very homogenic on many levels. It's not on many levels, but it is on many levels.
Yeah.
And coming here to see like so many people, so many different colors. Like when you go to Target, I was just, I don't know, when I just came here, I was standing in the entrance, and I'm seeing so many people. And usually when you come to, I've been in so many countries, you just like, you know, start to see like a pattern around the people, and you can't, so that's how stereotyping starts, because naturally you're trying to grow people to see who belongs to what, and you just can't do it here because there aren't two people that are the same. And just looking at a random store at the entrance, just like socializing, going like to play, you see like people are really, in Israel, once you pass the age of 20, you're not expected to play anymore. Like if you go to capoeira, you see only teenagers there, but here you see people from the age of 20 to the age of 50, because people here they'll continue to explore life. People continue, that's why I stayed here.
How long have you been here?
I've been here for 3 years, then I left to the UK for a year, then I came back here now.
Do you play capoeira?
Here.
Where do you play?
In Piedmont.